you can literally play Call of Duty just by looking at your minimap, right?
Yeah.
Now, the next thing is when you get shot by a red dot. So if you get shot by a red dot, just by looking at your minimap, you can just put your triangle behind cover so the red dot can't shoot you anymore.
Yeah.
Not only that, but when you look at your minimap, your triangle, if you line up your triangle with the red dot on your minimap, you are now aiming at the enemy through the wall, and then that's when you look at your screen, and then you play for the kill. And then,
Okay.
yep, and then once you get that kill, your eyes go back to the minimap, and now you're looking for, the next thing you need to do. So, boom, you kill the first guy, dead. Now you look at your minimap, you see the second guy. Based on this red dot, what are 2 to 3 things that this red dot can do?
He can look down mid right there, that mid cut.
Exactly.
From where he's looking, where it's at now, he's obviously looking down this main lane.
Yeah, he's looking down the main lane, and obviously when you look at your minimap and you see a red dot, that means he just killed someone or he just shot.
So he's looking to reposition. So more than likely, he's going to push down that mid cut and start working his way towards me.
Exactly, and that will take him 1.5 seconds. It literally takes him 1.5 seconds, so you can already pre-fire and aim to kill him. But let's say yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Now let's say obviously he's not there, and let's say he actually killed your teammate. What's the second spot he could have done?
So if he killed my teammate, he's probably going to push up to where my teammate was.
Exactly. And let's say this is, playing for P2. So we're playing for hardpoint P2. And let's say he's hitting this cut right here. Once again, I literally did the math. This cut right here, it takes him a full 4 seconds.
Okay.
Now, if he's not here in 4 seconds, there's a third and final spot he can go. Do you know where that is?
I would say the long route, but I don't think anybody's really going to take that. I don't know.
You're correct. No, you're correct. Okay. This is literally, again, how pro players are thinking about Call of Duty. So
you're sitting here thinking, okay, so I pre-aim that mid cut.
Yep.
And I count to 2, and I don't see him. I'm immediately going to wrap, check that, count to another 1 or 2, and if I don't see that, then I'm going to totally change my direction and either look up that mid piece or wrap and try to catch him on the long route.
Exactly. And since this is P2, you want to go for this kill. And this is where literally, obviously, if it takes him a second to get here, you would just hold the pre-aim.
Okay.
This over here, the 4 seconds, this literally takes you 1 second to get over here. So you can get here in 1 second and hold a pre-aim, or you can push it and catch him off guard. And then obviously, if he's not in any of these spots, going all the way back over here, you actually get back here in 5 seconds.
Okay. Now, does that vent goes into P2, right? Where the long route is? On the back.
Oh, yeah.
Where the 6-second route is, that goes in, right?
It does.
So would it be better to play the point and that way you can cover the 4-second and the 6-second route? Or would it be better to just check the 4 and then meet him on the long route?
And this is where we start getting into like specifics, the micro. It depends on your play style. It depends on the enemies you're playing against. I would say if you're playing against an AR that plays super slow, he's probably going to be all the way back here, and he's not going to go through the vent. He's going to go all the way around.
Gotta take the long shots. Okay.
Yeah. So you would probably read that and be like, oh, the player over here, that's an AR player based on the kill feed. So he's going to be all the way back here. Let me play for him back here. But like you said,
that makes so much sense.
Right.
And it tells you what gun they're using, and you can get a better idea of what they're going to push according to what they're playing. Oh, that makes so much sense.
There you go. Exactly. And at that point, you would literally have 2 kills. You're getting reported for hacking. And now in 2.5 seconds, these guys are spawning up all the way over here.
Now we're setting up.
Yep. And once again, I did the math because I'm updating the Discord next week, so I'm doing this. It takes them 5 seconds to get right here.
Okay.
It takes you 4 seconds to get right here. So like, let's say you killed the enemy middle vent. It takes you 4 seconds to get right here. It takes them 5 seconds to get right here. You're already in this position to spawn trap them and catch them off guard, and they will not expect that at all.
When would be the appropriate timing to go for that flip?
Yeah. So for the break off, if you just have a good break off where, like you said, you get 3 dead, you're going. You're instantly going.
Okay.
That's kind of like just like the game plan is instantly go. Even then, at about 40 seconds, maybe even 30 seconds, you very well may want to send like an early rotator on the complete opposite lane over here. And then by the time he gets over here, it's probably down to like 25 seconds. And when he's over here, like 25, 20 seconds, once he's over here, your teammates are all going to be spawning up over here. And in theory, eventually your teammates will either spawn on you or they can just push through and flip spawns for P2 and meet up with you.
And then in that situation, you would want to have good trigger control, right? Like if you see him spawn up, you're not going to want to shoot him. You're going to want to let him kind of funnel in so that you can get behind him.
Exactly.
Any risk, if you die, you're not going to get the spawns. Okay, yeah. So
exactly.
You just want to hide out, let them push in, and then wrap.
Yep. And obviously, if we're playing against a pro team, they're reading that kill feed and minimap, so they know that you're over here. So they're probably going to keep one player back here while the other 3 are like rotating or something like that. So no matter what, you always have to like be ready for a gunfight, just because at that level,
they know.
They just know. Yeah.
Yeah. Second nature.
Exactly. So like going over like this breakdown and everything, where now finally Optic, they finally freaking flipped the spawns, and now FaZe Clan, they're all spawning over here at P3. This is where Optic, they would get into that setup for P2, right? And now that we flip spawns, we did the first part of the macro, spawning on good side, so we can get P2, P4, P5, P1. Now we can get into the micro, where I'd like to ask you, the 2 submachine guns on Optic, Pred and Shotzzy, where do you think they are going to play?
According to how they've played normally, I would say Shotzi's going to be roaming like mid.
Yep.
And then Pred's probably going to push out to the right side towards mid.
Yep.
And then you're going to have most likely, I mean, you're probably going to have Kenny on point.
Yep.
And then you'll probably have what's his name? Oh my god.
Dashy, yeah.
Dashy. You're gonna have Dashy out P5. Oh, actually, since Dashy's a hill kitten lady, he'll be on P2, and then Kenny will probably be outside towards pool.
Yes. So obviously this is still a brand new map. I'm still working on it and everything. But Kenny, I would say Kenny would play back here, because whenever you play back here, you hard block the spawns, and the enemies can't spawn over here at all.
Oh yeah, because if he pushes up, then they can it'll probably flip, because you guys have more pressure on towards the 50 than
exactly. Yes, bro, you're freaking getting it. Absolutely. So he would basically stay back here. Kenny would just be hard blocking spawns, and you're correct. Shotzzy would be middle, because he's just roaming around, causing a fatal funnel. And this is why we have Pred front, because typically Pred is like the Slayer. He's just dominant, right? We trust him to pop a 3-piece. So that's why we have him over here, because all these enemies are going to be funneling towards him. Now, while they're all funneling towards him, let's say Pred kills 2 of the players, and then Pred dies. Shotzzy would then push up, play for these kills over here, and then it's literally Pred would spawn up, Pred would push up over here.
And pick up where he left off and replace him.
Exactly. This is the best information to help you get better moving forward. He's going top red right now because these enemies, they can already be bottom red. There's probably an enemy top red, potentially. So the safest route he can hit is top red window. And when he gets top red window, he can look inside a P2. He can look back P2 wall. He can look top AC. He can just look at everything. And as long as he starts shooting and he plays his life, if he shoots and plays his life, there's going to be too many enemies staring at him. And that allows his teammates over here to basically go for a play and shoot them in their side like that.
Okay.
And then by the time that these guys are shooting them in their side and everything like that, I'm predicting there is an enemy bottom red. There better be an enemy bottom red This enemy bottom red would then go, oh, shite, like they're all on time. Let me back up now. And by the time he backs up, he gets a bad timing where our teammate is now shooting him in his back.
And replacing where he was. Okay.
Yep. And then we get 4 dead. All the enemies are spawning in the back, and now we're soaking up the rest of the time, and we have them in a spawn trap. He's not trying to die. He's just trying to say, look at me, so Scump and his teammate can get these free kills. Which right there, methods, he gets the kill. Look at that player bottom red. I predicted him to be there. And look, he went backwards just like I predicted him to. And unfortunately, Octane died because he has a AR, and he died to a sub, which... Yeah. There's another reason. But because he died, Nadeshot got that trade. Skies, again, his job is just look at me, look at me, look at me. Yo, I'm pre-aiming over. Yo, he's stuck behind that pillar. I'm shooting him. And then at this point, once he sees that number 1 is close and number 2 is about to pinch, then he's deciding to go because they have a 3v2 on hill. So no matter what, like they should always win the trades right here. Now, number seven, he's going, all right, based on the kill feed, I'm in a 1v2 right now. He doesn't know that he's in a 1v3, but I'm sure they know that 2 is over here. But he just goes, I'm in a 1v2. I have to play my life until my teammates can get to me. So that's why he literally just like stopped shooting right here.
Pop some shots, reset, pop some shots, just to give himself time because they're all focused on him, which gives them time to push up. And now they have to stop and turn around and make the read. And they've already closed the distance.
There you go. Exactly.
Sense.
And yeah.
Oh, there's so much. My brain's on fire.
Awesome. And that actually does conclude our session for today.
I have one more question.
Please.
What would be your biggest telltale sign to change your timing? Like, I have a tendency of like I'll be playing really fast and I'll be dying a lot.
Yeah.
Or I feel like I'm playing too slow and I'm not getting any kills. But I also feel like just because you're not getting kills doesn't mean you're not doing the right thing. What's a big indicator for yourself to be like, okay, I need to change up the timing a little bit. I need to slow down or I need to speed up.
That's a trick question because if you just learn the kill feed in the minimap, you'll know when you need to push up, when not to, and like how to have good timing and pacing, right?
Because you're gonna know where they're spawned, where your team's at, so you're gonna that makes sense. So it's not really situational, like, oh, I'm getting slammed right now, I need to slow down. It's what is the minimap telling me? Do I need to speed up and cut them off, or do I need to sit back and let them fall into the line of sight?
Yeah, exactly. And like 6 and 7 right here, like they know that number 2 is top middle, and they probably know that from this point it takes 5 seconds to go for a flank. So because it takes 5 seconds to go for a flank, they're going to focus front and middle first, and then they'll play for that guy on the flank. But as you see, like 6 dies, and even number 2 is like, okay, these guys are spawning. All right, I don't see anything. Let me go. And that's the pacing. Now, I will tell you, like, a very general rule for a lot of people, just wait 1 second before you do anything. Like,
give yourself 1 extra second.
Yeah, just give yourself 1 extra second. So if you're like, all right, I'm going to give this up and I'm going to go here. 1 second later, then do it. Okay, this enemy should be right here. Okay, he's not here. I'm going to leave. And let me wait 1 more second. All right, cool, I'm leaving. You still may get bad Call of Duty timing, but that's
better your odds.
Yeah, literally, and that's and that's something that all pro players tell you. Like that's the most general advice they would give is just wait a second longer.
Yeah.
How do I get better timing? Just wait 1 second longer.
Wait 1 second longer, and even when it doesn't work, it's because you didn't wait 1 more second longer.
yeah, pretty much. So like, let's say it was 30 seconds of P1, and you spawned all the way out over here. You'd want to go and take this full route all the way out over here, and then by the time you get over here, obviously P2 would pop, and it'd be only at like 59 seconds, 60 seconds. And the goal is when you do this full flank like this, now all of your teammates are spawning behind you, you can continue pushing up, and then you would want to get the map control, and then you would want to get the kills. So you would, at 30 seconds of P1, push all the way through, you would then get spawns, you would then get map control, you would then get the kills, and the last thing that your teammates need to do is just hop on the point, which they almost never do, so you would hop on the point. But like that's like the step-by-step I would highly recommend to go by. play spawns. I don't know why I'm writing this out. I'm just going to type it out on your on Discord. So the first thing you play for is spawns, map control, kills, and then the last thing you pick up is the OBJ. We already explained this for P2, and now you're doing it here for P3. So excellent job doing that. Beautiful flank. You should have good spawns for your team right now, but these spawns are clearly really bad. But dude, like that was excellent right there. That was literally excellent. You are the sole reason why your team should soak up the rest of this time. The only bad thing is we now don't have spawns for new.
Yeah.
But just like P2, you literally pushed all the way around. You played your life the entire time, and just because you played your life, you allowed your teammates to get the kills. Now we're soaking up time. And since P4 is new, you'd basically do the exact same thing now.
Okay, and now theoretically, let's say they collapse in on us and they get, I don't know, let's say they 1-for-1 all the way through theoretically, and it's me left with a 1-on-1. I would then 1-on-1. I win in thought, win the gunfight, and then play OBJ while they rotate, since it's already at 25.
Exactly.
In theory.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if the last enemy was on point, you would win the 1v1, and then you would soak up the time. And obviously, because you're soaking up the time and your teammates didn't rotate, like number 3 right now, number 3 should be rotating. Number 3 should spawn up and go, oh, cool, 30 seconds? All right, bet. Let me go new. All right, guys, I have map control for new. Hopefully I have spawns. And then when all of you guys spawn up, you guys, have one person come right here. All right, yo, I have map control middle. Yo, I have map control in their base. And then the last 2 players, obviously one player hops on time. And then last player probably just like, I don't know, watches pinch or something. Yeah, so I would say it's either one of these two. I think you're correct. If you don't have the hard point, these enemies spawn close right here. But if you do have the hard point, they spawn middle. Again, we're still learning this until we have it perfect. Now, what about these 3 blue teammates that just died? Do you know where they're going to spawn?
I would assume they're going to spawn behind us, deep though, a little bit closer, but closer down towards the circle.
Oh, like over here?
Right, yeah, like right above that, just barely above that, like right in that hallway.
Gotcha. So at least you have a good general idea on where these players are going to spawn. So you're saying right there, again, I don't know. I'm going to guess that they're spawning over here. So we're going to go ahead and press play and just see what happens. Yep. Boom, boom.
They spawned out.
Boom. Okay, cool. So you're correct about that guy spawning middle. I genuinely have no understanding on why number 7 spawns middle, super far away and not close. But let's see where 4 and the other guy spawn. Okay, cool. They all just spawned up right there. So, yeah, literally, it just looks like all of blue team spawn right here. And for whatever reason, red team mostly spawns middle instead of over here. And now, this is where we can do Call of Duty timing. So, boom. Okay. You know how long it takes people to spawn up in Hardpoint, right?
No, I don't know the exact time. I think it's just off of guess.
Okay, yeah. So it's 2.5 seconds for the enemy to spawn up.
Okay.
And in Control, it's 3.5 seconds.
Okay.
So in Hardpoint, when the enemies spawn up in 2.5 seconds, you would literally like understand that. Be like, okay, bet I killed 1 player. All right, killed 2 players. And then by the time you look at your kill feed, you'd sit there and already understand, all right, these guys definitely already spawned in. Which 2 and 3, just so JSOTs. So that's just like a really easy way to like pick up on when they're spawning. And now that they spawn right here, this is now where we can guess how long does it take them to get from point A to point B, point A to point C, and I guess point A to point D. But I mean, really, they're just going to do like those 2 middle ones. Yeah. So now it takes them 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5. Okay, cool. So it takes them about 4 seconds to get from point A to point B right here. And when you're playing top windows and you see your teammates spawn over here, in fact, I would just tell you in the future, the enemies are always going to spawn over here. In our 8s, I just kept spawn trapping them. You could sit here and go, all right, it takes me 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1. Takes me 3 seconds to get right here.
Okay. So once you get, let's theoretically you get 3 dead, you're gonna drop back knowing that you're gonna get about a second fast. You're gonna get there about a second faster to set up for that trap.
Exactly.
And that and looking in that direction, because you're not close enough and not looking directly at spawn, they'll still continue to spawn there. They're just gonna be funneling out of that hallway,
They
correct?
actually will just keep spawning right over here.
Oh, okay.
Especially, so if this number 7 teammate, just because he's still over here, these blue guys would still spawn over here. But if number 7 pushes past this invisible line, so if he's passed over here or over here, then that will flip the spawns and blue team will start spawning out over here or down
Okay.
here.
Yeah.
And again, this is just rewatching gameplay, learning the spawns, and just getting more and more comfortable with them.